And welcome everyone to Wizards pregame. We got Cardinal W. Jr., Wilson Tarpe Jr., the Washington Wizards this evening. They continue this kind of like slow playing trip out west where they took on the Suns already. They fell to Phoenix. Had a couple nights off out west. Tonight they'll be taking on Los Angeles Clippers. It's the first of the two games these two will face each other this season, and it comes kind of like in a 2 week stretch. LA's on a 3 game win streak, having beat the Nets, Pistons, and Hornets. In that time, Washington's coming off those back-to-back losses. Mentioned the Suns. Before that, they lost to the Pelicans. After the trade for Trey Young last week, Shams, I'm sorry, Shams, I'm not messing with your last name right now. It's late. Shared that Young is expected to be out through All-Star break. Sources told ESPN that Young is still recovering from MCL and quad injuries on his right leg and will be reevaluated after the mid-February All-Star break. As far as the injury front goes, the Wizards are missing the aforementioned Young and Kim Whitmore remains out. The Clippers will be without Zubac, Bogdanovich, and Jones Jr. and Bradley Beal. Cardell, what challenges do the Clippers present the Wizards outside of obviously, obviously anyone would be a little bit of a different team when, you know, the time that Kawhi is on the court, the time that Kawhi is off.
They're a unique team. The Clippers are on offense. You can't go by their record on offense. They're very efficient from the field. They ninth in the league, 47.3%. They're also first in free throw percentage, 83.9. Big chunk of that is Kawhi Leonard. He leads the league in free throw percentage, 93.9%. Um, then you obviously Harden's a very elite free throw shooter, 89.3%. But the thing is, defensively, they had they, they're not the Clippers aren't the best as far as fundamentally sound, I'm staying in front of you type defense, but they're playmaking defenders, if that makes sense. Um, they're 11th in the NBA in steals per game, 8.6. A big chunk of that's Kawhi Leonard. He leads the league with 2.2 steals. Um, and then they're 14th in the NBA in blocks per game as a team, 4.8. And that's by committee, led by, Derrick Jones, Jerry Jones Jr. and Zubac and those guys, and obviously Brook Lopez when they come in. They got quite a few rim protectors, man. But where you can kind of get them at is, pick and roll action, pace, getting up and down the floor, and that's where you can get them. Um, so you got to defend without fouling because they make all of their free throws. They will literally beat you from the line, and they will slow the game down, which is what they want. And they can just pick you apart in the half court where James and Kawhi and Zubac and those guys just just playing off one another. And then on top of that, in the half court, they make their shots in the half court. So you gotta play fundamentally sound defense, but when you get on offense, you gotta push the pace. Because I think they're 23rd in pace. If I'm not no 28th in pace, 95.9. So they do not want to run. And that's the way you can wear them down so you can have your way and get good shots and get baskets, but also to help you out defensively as well because they'd be too tired to want to go one-on-one or whatever like that. They're last in the NBA in assists, 23 and a half, and that's crazy when you think about James who averages 8 assists, but they do a lot of one-on-one stuff. That's what I mean by they want to get in the half court. They're gonna try to attack mismatches, and then they do clear outs when they find a mismatch. No, if and that's typically after Kawhi and James can't identify the mismatch. Like say tonight, they might think Zubac might have an advantage depending on who's in the game. If it's a smaller big or whatnot. Marvin Bagley or something like that, or even Sarr. They might look at Sarr as like he a little bit too light and see what you can do with him. So, um, but yeah, Kawhi starts with him, leads the team 28.1 points. 6.4 rebounds, 3.4 assists. I already told you he leads the league in free throw shooting percentage and steals. He's shooting 50% from the field and 38% from deep. He's having a elite season, and this is not even the best Kawhi we've seen. So it just tells you it's just IQ and just efficiency and just understanding how to play. And he gets to his spots, and when he gets to his spots, is we know what happens. It gets ugly. So they got to contain him because he's capable of going off and beating them by himself. James is James. He's not shooting the best from the field, but he's shooting 36% from deep, 89% from the free throw line, averaging 25, 8, and 4, 1.3 steals, man. So he's the facilitator. He's the orchestrator. You gotta deal with him. You gotta make it. You gotta do your best to pressure him, and it'll impact a lot of other things going on within that team. And last but not least, Ivago Subak, 14.8 points, 10.7 rebounds, averaging a double double, 16, shooting a little bit over 60% from the field, makes his free throws 72%. One block a game, doesn't really make many mistakes. He's a load inside. He's highly coveted. I'm hearing by a lot of teams with the trade deadline, all that stuff. Highly coveted, and with the struggles of the Clippers, they think they might have a shot at him. There's quite a few teams that if they did have him in the middle, it changes things for him drastically. Talking about these playoff teams, so um, yeah, he's a load inside. Saar and Bagley gonna have their hands full because he can score. He's a technician on the block. He can rebound. He can block shots. Uh, he does a great job hedging out and dealing with the guards. So yeah, they have a number of threats. John Collins, we know he's super athletic forward, and then just go down the line. Derrick Jones, another athletic wing, um, shooting 40% from deep. John Collins is shooting 41% from deep. Yeah, they got a lot of weapons, man. But again, they do not want to run. They do not want to run, and they do not want to defend outside a couple of plays. They do not want to defend you straight up. So that's the Wizards' advantage. The Wizards do want to run. They have a lot of versatile people that can dribble, pass, and shoot. So it's just it's a clash of styles, and tonight we're gonna see which style wins.
For sure. Damn sure know that the Clippers are not trying to run anywhere fast at
Yeah.
all. Even the times when they do run, it is at a controlled brisk pace. They are not trying to go anywhere at all. So we'll see. Like you said, it's a clash of styles. We'll see if youth wins out. Obviously, that leans into Washington's favor with how well everyone on that team gets up and down the court, up and down that lineup. But again, as you said, if you let those surgical older folks do what it is that they do and control the game, you know,
Mhm.
their record is very misleading. There's a reason that they're riding a little win streak. And as you said about Kawhi, we've seen him. Once he's gotten back, got his legs underneath him, he's put together quite a few games where, for some reason, I think people forget about him when the times when he's absent for whatever reason. He's one of the killers in this league. Uh, Given the space and opportunity, he will do exactly that. So, like you said, we'll see how things shake out, and we'll speak with you guys. Um, you know, we'll see you guys after this wraps up, and enjoy the West Coast trip. See you guys soon.